Hey y'all, how's it going? We having a good time? That human bingo is pretty awesome, isn't it? Everybody's met a bunch of people here in the crowd. I've never used a microphone before. I feel a little like the wedding singer, like I want to start singing or something, but I'm not going to because I can't sing. I will tell you, anyone who's ever heard me speak or anyone who's ever been to my yoga class knows that I'm really nervous.
Oh.
I tell you that I'm nervous because then I think that maybe you'll understand why I'm jumpy and shaky and my face is maybe a little red because I worry about what y'all think of me when I get up here.
We love you.
Thanks! Love you too. So I'll shut up. I won't shut up. That defeats the purpose of me being up here. But for those of you who don't know, I am a yoga instructor, which has nothing to do with why I am here, except for I need to help myself, so I'm hoping that y'all will help me. So if we can all just take a deep inhale through our noses and let it out through your mouth. One more time. Inhale and let it go. Okay, thank you everybody for humoring me for that. On behalf of the entire Valley Equality Project, who is interspersed among you, I want to thank you all for being here. I really do hope that you're having a good time. This is not a fundraiser, this is a community building event, and I'm so glad that you came to hang out with us. I'm going to talk a little bit about myself because it's my favorite topic and it's the thing that I'm most expert on. About a year ago, I changed my name. Actually, it'll be a year on Wednesday that I changed my name to Jackson. And for the first time in my life, I started to feel like I belonged in my body and like I belonged on this planet and like there wasn't anything horribly wrong with me, and I found some peace. That happened internally, but what happened externally when I did that is I started to, as I began to present more in a masculine way, I started struggling some externally and outside of my body. And it's a tough struggle that so many people deal with. 41 years living as one person who felt like an alien on this planet doesn't get fixed in a year, but it's getting fixed thanks to a lot of the people who are here tonight. I saw a video on Facebook a few months ago, and it was a trans person talking about fear of using the bathroom. They interviewed a little trans boy who said, "I don't want to have to be brave to use the bathroom." And that hit me. It hits me now. Because for a long time, particularly over the last year, I go to walk into a public restroom and I have to take a deep breath and let it out and gather all of my courage before I walk in. Because I'm afraid of what I'm going to find. I'm afraid of how I'm going to be looked at. I'm afraid of how I'm going to be received. LGBTQ youths are self-harming, they're turning to drug addiction, and they're taking their own lives because of this thing that I can't cope with at 42 years old. Trans men and women are being discriminated against and assaulted and murdered every day. On June 12, 2016, the Pulse Massacre happened in Orlando and 49 of our brothers and sisters were murdered. I don't mean 49 of us, the queer, of our brothers and sisters. I mean our brothers and sisters. Human beings on this planet who were murdered because they were gay. And it hurt, and it was hard. People that I care about were closely affected by that. And it was because of hate, and it was because who they were born to be. And there's a lot of scary stuff happening in this world right now. There's a lot of tumultuous times happening right now. Everything's stirred up, and it seems to me when I can get in a good place about it, I think about alchemy, and I think about heat, and I think about swords being forged. And how sometimes we have to go into the fire and get beaten by the blacksmith's hammer over and over and over again to get shaped into something beautiful. And that's what I think is happening in our world right now. I think that we're all in the fire and we're all being shaped and we all have a choice. And you know, after the Hideaway Massacre happened, and for me, and whatever you believe is up to you, I believe that I believe in a higher power that wept that day. but that also will intervene when stuff like that happens to try and bring some good out of it. And after that, these lovely people who own this coffee shop had a vigil in this parking lot. And 300 people from this area came and stood together in solidarity and in love. And a lot of it was out of a place of fear. Where do we go? What do we do? How can we fix this? So we showed up. And I came here. I had just been introduced to this place. And I was blown away. And I was blown away by, one, how many queers there were in Winchester, because I had no idea. Over in Boyce, like, I mean, there are all these horse people that look queer to me, but they're not, and then there's me. So I came here, and there were all these queer people, but there were also all these allies. It wasn't just queer people who were here mourning and coming together. It was people. And I looked around and I was blown away, and I went to Jess and Victoria and I said, what can I do? How can I help? How can I change this? And I was not the only person who did that day. I was not the only person who said, what can I do to make this area safer? What can I do so that I don't have to take a deep breath before I walk into a bathroom? What can I do so that another teenager doesn't have to take their own life because it hurts too much to live queer or trans? And so we started these meetings, and the Valley Equality Project was born. So the reason we're having this event tonight is, one, to have fun and to play human bingo and to laugh and get stuff painted on our faces and eat some really good food that's going to be out here as soon as I shut up. But another reason is because all of the people who came to the vigil after Pulse, I was hoping they would come back. All of those people who said, what can I do to help, would come back and help. Because we need help. We don't need queer help. We need everybody help. We need people in this area help. We need people who are willing to show up and throw some ideas around and maybe write some letters and maybe make some phone calls and maybe design a website and maybe do, I don't know, whatever it is that we can do, because everybody has something that they can do. So what's going to happen after we eat is I'm going to be walking around, and some other people are going to be walking around with clipboards, and you don't have to put your name. There is no pressure here. There is no judgment. But if you want to help and you want to get involved, we're here to give you the opportunity to do that. And that's why we're here. We have some ideas that we've been throwing around, some things that we'd like to see happen in this area. We want to address LGBTQ safety in schools. We want to campaign for safety ordinances in this town. We want to do some event planning, fun events like this, and also some activism and awareness events to try and get the message out and try and create some change here. We've talked about creating a safe space alliance because, to my knowledge, the Hideaway Cafe is the only safe space here. It's the only safe space here. It's the only place where I can walk in and I never have to worry about how anyone's going to look at me or what they're going to say when I walk into the bathroom. I don't have to feel self-conscious about my body as I move through the space in the Hideaway Cafe because it's a safe space, and I'd like to see them everywhere in this town. We even talked about creating a community center here in town, and we would definitely need a lot of help with that. So if you're interested, if you want to get involved, see one of us with a clipboard, put down your name and your email address, and tell us what your interests are. Tell us which one of those areas you want to be involved in, and we'll do our best to coordinate it so that it can happen. Because we need y'all. It doesn't have to be the way that it's been. All of us here know it doesn't have to be the way that it's been. We can create change, and it's time for us to do that. So, I know everybody's hungry. I'm hungry. I do, for all of us, the Valley Equality Project, want to give some thank yous to the people who helped us put on this event. Definitely thank you to Jess Clausen and Victoria Kidd and the Hideaway Cafe, because none of us would be here doing this without them. Thank you to Barbara Heinlein at Fit Foods and Skanks Foods, because they're the reasons why we're going to have this lovely dinner tonight that's about to be served. Thank you to the Warren County High School GSA, who are rocking that whole edge of the party over there. Thank you to I meant to practice saying this, Unitarian Universalist Church of the Shenandoah Valley. All the tables and such. And if you haven't gotten a human bingo card and you haven't played human bingo yet, you're missing out because it is so much fun. There are some amazing prizes over there. You can play more than once. Every bingo gets you an entrance. Thank you to all the people who donated gifts for the human bingo to Shine Yoga, Roseville Veterinary Clinic and Plaza Pet Clinic, Queer Bombs, Mary Kay, Noah Vaughn Hair Concepts and Designs, Nature's Gift Aromatherapy, thank you Mom, Kelly Metcalf, Licensed Massage Therapy, Jamberry Nails, Grooming Tales Salon, The Butcher Station, and Angry Buddha Body Shop. Thank you to everybody. Thank y'all for being here.